welcome you. Assalamu alaikum, Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, GIM, very good evening to all of you. Thank you very much. The whole constituency of Ealing Southall Labour, councillors, members, supporters, business community, they all here today. It means the local community is always supporting the labour values. So we are very, very grateful. We know we are behind the time, but we are not going to let you down. There's no many speeches, but we got some guests from the other CLPs who are supporting the event tonight. We would like to welcome, there are so many my sisters and brothers, but I don't have time to name everyone. First of all, my host constituencies, all the councillors, if they can just stand up, so please welcome all the Ealing Southall councillors. If they just stand up there, then people know who they are. So please, all the Ealing Southall councillors can stand up on the tables, please. And can you please put your hands together? It's not only the Southall CLP organizing this event. We got Hounslow Labour Party. They are here as well. Hounslow constituency. Can you all the councillors from Hounslow can stand up, please? We welcome all the Hounslow councillors as well. Thank you very much for all of you coming to support this event, to support your party, which is the Labour Party. Thank you very much. We got Slow Labour Party. Slow is always Slow, and Hounslow is always our second home. All the councillors from Slough councillors up there, can you all please stand up? We would like to welcome you. All the Slough councillors, please. Thank you very much. Then we have Reading Labour Party. I would like to welcome Brother Niaslim from the Reading Labour Party, please. And I think this is our first time in Southall. Leader of the council from Brent Council, Brother Councillor Bach is here, leader of the council from Brent CLP. I know there are many other sisters and brothers, so we welcome our faith leaders from Ramgarhia Sabha, from Abu Bakr Mosque, from Townsend Road Mosque, for Guru Singh Sabha. We got Nanak Darbar here, we got Clifton Gurdwara, Sikh Missionary Society, we got Churches of Southall. We welcome to all of you. This is your event. Thank you very much for coming. I'm not going to take much of your time. So I would like to start formally. I would like to invite our chair of CLP, our GLA member, who you all know. There's a I don't want to introduce you. So please welcome Dr. Ankar Sahota, chair of Ealing CLP, to have some opening speech, please. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and all of you are distinguished, and my dear friend Murad Qureshi, who's the London Assembly member, previously with me for 4 years, he's here. Welcome, Murad. Also, Mo, thank you very much for coming here as leader of the Brent Council. But all of you are very distinguished people, and I want to thank you on behalf of the Ealing South Labour Party for making the time to come here, to give up not only your time, but also your money, because this is a fundraising event. And of course, as you know, that the country is going through uncharted waters. There's a whole sea of change out there. And we could be in an election at any time. It could be a general election. We know for sure this is an assembly elections in May 2020, but we need to be ready for that. So the purpose of this evening is A, to get you to come to this event, to meet each other, to put you on notice that we are working hard to get a Labour government in next time and Jeremy Corbyn as the Prime Minister of this country. That's what this is about. We have a Prime Minister in this country, and I worked with him for 4 years at London Assembly when he was Mayor, who can't be trusted. He has spoken to every woman in this world we've spoken to. He's lied to them, and the Queen is no exception. He's a Prime Minister who has made promises, particularly in London, and has then backed away when he didn't deliver. He talked about the Garden Bridge. He didn't deliver it. He talked about decimating the Heathrow Airport and making it into Heathrow Village. which is another idea which he couldn't deliver on. And then he also, you remember that picture when he did on the Emirate wire line? And he has been about real fool himself. So we have a Prime Minister who can't be trusted, and I think it's right that Jeremy Corbyn didn't trust him on the Brexit issue, and until we get that resolved, we cannot let Parliament be dissolved. We cannot let this Prime Minister off the hook. So I think, but the government is on the run. It's a minority government. Election can happen any time, and I know that Jeremy Corbyn, John McDonnell, and the front cabinet are getting ready for ourselves, and I want you all to be on standby for that, and also for you to realise that we need not only your money, but your time in the campaigns. And also another thing which Boris Johnson did was on the gasworks sites. The people of South are still paying the price of that. On the gasworks sites, he was the mayor who gave the planning permission for the works to go ahead, despite the Labour Council at the time objecting to it. And now residents of Southall are exposed to poor air quality, to pollution, and no one is taking accountability for it. And I know that I raised this matter today in question time with the mayor, and the mayor shares his concern with me. And I also know that the brunt of cuts that have taken place in this country has gone on Ealing Council, on the councils. And I know that Mo will probably touch on that, but 60% cut of the capital expenditure from the central government has been imposed upon the local authority. And they are working hard, particularly the Labour councils are working hard to make sure services are maintained for people. And it's heroes like Mo Butt and also the Labour council everywhere who are really dealing with the consequences of those cuts. And I think they owe a big hand of applause for our Ealing councillors who are working hard and also. So I just want to say that this country has been through 9 years of austerity. Austerity was a choice which the Tory government made. We have got now nurses queuing up in food banks. We have 20,000 vacancies of nurses, 10,000 short of doctors in this country, and we are facing the consequences of this 9 years of austerity. Now they're telling us, oh, it wasn't necessary. We've changed our mind. But the real game that's going on is they're making promises to us which they have no intention of delivering, especially from our Prime Minister who can't be trusted. So we need to get a Labour government in. Jeremy Corbyn is the Prime Minister. So let's work hard for that, and let's make sure that we are ready for the election whenever it comes. Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite our CLP Secretary, Kamal Chaudhary, to have a brief 2 minutes, please, because we want to hear from our business community, few business community who are supporting tonight's event. So that's very important that all should know who is supporting this event tonight. And just 2 minutes, please. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. First of all, I'd like all of you welcome to this great evening. Taking your time to make this event successful. I won't take much time. I know time is very tight on this. I'd just like to briefly about the Ealing Southall CLP. Obviously, this event is about Ealing Southall CLP. We are here to support our campaign to raise funds for Ealing Southall CLP, and obviously Dr. Unka Sahuta to be our next GLA member, and also Sadiq Khan as mayor for London next year. Ealing Southall CLP, 2 years ago, when I took over as a secretary of this CLP, it was not the CLP what we have today, and I'm very proud to say that we have transformed the whole CLP in the last 2 years. CLP which wasn't functioning, the CLP which wasn't meeting, it wasn't delivering, it wasn't quite active in terms of its function. So when I took over CLP 2 years ago, with the support of Dr. Omkar as our chair, with the support of all our officers CLP, we are proudly actually claim that CLP is not only just functioning, and it is actually delivering. We call CLP, which is meeting now on a monthly basis. We call CLP, which is actually listening to the concern of residents. A CLP which has actually delivered 40 motions, which has debated 40 motions over the last year and so. Every single monthly meeting was attended by delegates of Ealing Southall CLP. Why is it important that we go CLP which is active? Because this is a CLP which will actually help local residents to listen to their concern, pass this concern to authorities. One thing I just want to make sure that when we had a European election earlier this year, our CLP took part along with other areas, but our CLP actually delivered a result which helped Ealing Labour to actually top the result, beating the national trend elsewhere while we were facing challenges like Brexit. So how was that possible? Because we were actually united, we were actually working hard to make sure the Labour voters coming out on that day to vote for the Labour and their candidate. We need exactly the same passion now. We need exactly the same force. We need an army of volunteers, activists to actually deliver the Brexit and deliver the policy for the Dr. Gossard to become next GLA and also to become Sadiq Khan as the next mayor. Thanks very much once again for coming in. I'll be my time over. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I just would like to welcome Professor Prem Sharma. We go to the people who are supporting us. Brother Baljeet Mali, GB's Windows, you all know him. Please put your hand together for Brother Baljeet Mali. And of course, we got Brother Asghar Khan from Dawat Group of Companies supporting us. Dr. Ghulam Murtaza supporting us. Rizwan Waheed. There is many other. I'm going to come back to everyone because I'm trying to save time. So I just would like to say something because the reason these days, of course, 2 years back, the situation was different because the party was working in a different way nationally due to the changes in the National Party and an NEC, and of course there is new rules being applied to the constituency which everybody has to follow. So I think that is the one reason I just would like to mention, because of the national rule change, so we have to follow those rules accordingly. So thank you very much. Now we'd like to invite our CLP, Vice Chair Membership CLP, Mr. Banshaw. I just strictly say 2 minutes only. Please, thank you very much, 2 minutes only. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Luckily, our CLP Secretary has taken on the work. Use the mic. Use the mic. Hello. Hello, comrades and friends. Luckily, I probably won't even speak for 2 minutes because our CLP Secretary has taken some of the words out of my mouth. But what I would say is that this CLP, over the last year, has a lot to be proud of. I would just like to highlight the tremendous meeting on the legacy of Blair Peach, which I think was the first public meeting for Labour Party in Southall for some years. Very well attended. We also had a big presence on the demonstration to mark the anniversary of Blair Peach's death. And we gave our magnificent new CLP banner its first outing. I think that's tremendous that we seem to be involved in these campaigns. We had many members who are involved in many other local campaigns, such as the Clean Air campaign, the Libraries campaign, the campaign to save Ealing Southall, and I think our members, some of these campaigns have really been very impressive, and hopefully they'll all ultimately be successful. One thing I would say is that on the funding front, because we are attracting new members, more active members. We now have, this year we are sending a record number of delegates, 5 delegates to party conference in 2 weeks. And that includes 2 young students, yeah? So we really need to support them financially, because we are a party that provides opportunities, So and we'll be investing in the future. So thank you for your support for attending tonight. Lastly, I would just like to say that our biggest task clearly in the next few months, or a couple of months, is to help Jeremy, as Onkar said, be elected Prime Minister and kick Boris out, hopefully forever. I would say that members of this CLP have been very active in campaigning, not only in Ealing but in other constituencies, marginal constituencies that Labour needs to win if we're going to form a government. And I'd just particularly like to highlight Uxbridge, where we have an excellent candidate, Ali Manani, who's within striking distance of unseating Boris Johnson. So I'd really encourage you to get involved in the campaign there. Lastly, I'd like to say that I'm proud that the CLP has over 1,200 members, but we want even more. So please join the party if you're not already. I have forms here, and there are forms at the entrance as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mark. As I mentioned, in any organization, when the things at top leadership change, there are always changes we accept. Even not only in politics, when we are in business, we are in workplaces, so this always happens. So we always have to accept the changes. So that does not mean that we are opposing or we are not working, but together, and that does not mean. We are working together, we are strong as on Ealing Southall CLP, but because there are changes, so we have to follow the changes, we have to follow the party rules. So thank you very much. Now I would like to invite our CLP trainer, Mr. Avtar Bhutta. You all know him, so he doesn't need any introduction. Thank you. Please welcome Brother Avtar Bhutta, please. Thank you.
All the distinguished guests, I'm pleased to see so many people who are committed to our Labour Party, who are committed to make next government. 2 years back, in the same CLP when I became treasurer, the accounts were in a mess. And they were in such a mess, I gave to the auditors. They are still auditing it, but they can't find the thing where the money has gone. And I told the CLP that I can't do the accounts like this. These are then the accountant simply ran away. The other person, he took the checkbook, where the other person already signed, he can give to the check to anybody. I stopped it, but for the time being, our bank balance is not going up. We need to win the election. We need to win the mayoral election. It's coming, and we don't know when the other election, the general election is coming.
Yes.
We need money for that.
Yes, of course.
Because the accounts, we are only getting the money which is coming from the Labour Party. This is the first time the CLP is fundraising the money to win the next election. I can see everybody, mostly all our councillors, but one person is missing. The person who should lead this constituency. Our MP is missing, who should be who should be leading us to collect the money, to bring next Labour government. And we need youngsters to come forward to become members. The more members we have, the more strength we have. The more strength we have, we can win the government. And we want to bring the government as soon as possible. But for that, as a treasurer, I say again, please donate as much money as you can so our bank balance goes up and we can put the money into the mayoral election and the general election. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You just heard of course, the CLP finance. Actually, the event was why we are here tonight. we really need some money, so we really need your support, and we want you to support and we want to donate generously for the party, because we are really requesting everyone across the country, all the Labour supporters, our family members, friends, relatives, that please come forward. Even one drop can make the river flow. So if you even donate £1 and 1,000 people make £1 each, we're going to be £1,000, which is a really a big money. So we really request you. I'm going to come to you, but sooner we're going to finish this. Not many speeches, but people who really made the effort to come here to join and support us. It is going to be unfair if we really don't invite them and hear from them, because they are leading in the local government, they're working with the people. So we really want to do. We will also like to welcome Dr. Gulbash, who is our local GP. Then I would like to welcome you, brother. MBE, sorry, thank you very much. Our community is really growing and achieving. So we are very proud of our community, which is a very rich, united community of Southall, which I am always very proud of. So welcome Dr. Gulbash. We also would like to welcome another brother, Nadeem, Muhammad Nadeem, who is a businessman. Whenever we go to him, he always write the check. Sister, how much you need? So we welcome to brother Muhammad Nadeem and his team. We're from Old Southall Green Ward. Thank you very much, brother, for your help as well. And brother Atar Chaudhary, Pakistan Welfare Association of Hounslow. He also is supporting us tonight. So we will like to thank my sister Zainab Khan, Bridging Gaps Fostering Agency, supporting tonight's event as well. So if I miss someone, please forgive me. I'm a human being. I can make mistakes. So when I mentioned earlier on, we got Hanwell and Northfield Ward. Our colleagues and comrades are here. Please put the hand together. So this is the first time there's a majority of our Hanwell and Northfield Ward. They are attending this event as well and supporting it. Thank you very much. Now I would like to take the opportunity to invite one or two people from the business community. There is a donation of £100 from Mr. Muhammad Khaja Sahab. Can somebody go and volunteer fill up the form? And Kamar Bhai, can you go and get the money from Avtar Bhai? Khaja Sahab, take the donation form. And please, thank you very much, Khaja Sahab. You always support us. Thank you very much. So we are still guests coming. It's the weekdays. The guests are coming. If somebody wants to donate, they can stand up. We are going to come to the donation later. Let's just introduce you our guests. So there's 2 or 3 guests left. So I'm going to come back to you. Thank you very much. Now I would like to request Brother Atar Chaudhary. He's a very leading figure in the Muslim community in Hounslow, running a very established, about over 50 years, Pakistan Welfare Association. So he's very well connected with the community. So these are the people, really our grassroots people are our asset for the Labour Party. So I would like to request Brother Atar, 2 minutes please. Thank you very much. Imran Bhai, you're not supposed to leave anywhere, please. Can you please say, Imran Bhai, you need to sit here, so you need to take all the pictures, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Louis. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the Labour Party and supporters, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I would like to point you to your own slogan. For the many, not the few. So the Labour Party slogan that you should all be buying into is for the many, not the few. Not like the other party, which is for the blue bloods only. I'm not naming any party. Friends, I think it's very, very important to recognize the unique culture of Ealing, the friendship that the communities have developed. Yes, we are Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, Christian, Buddhist, and whatsoever. But in Ealing and in Hounslow, we all stand united. We are together as one. And we need to raise our voice as one as well. Please remember that the Labour Party is there to raise the voice of the common person, not those necessarily who've been to Eton and other places. It's important that all the factory goers, all the shop owners, all the labourers, all the businessmen, and everybody's heard as well. That's what Labour Party is about. And if you remember, that's what the ethos is as well. It's about time, though, that we bring in more young people. If I look around the hall, I don't think I'm seeing more than maybe 10% young people in their 20s. So isn't it time that we, the elders of the community, bring in the younger people into the fold? They are the next generation. They are the ones who should carry the flag. They are the ones who should move on. And also please remember, we need all of your support in... Okay, Nouri is telling me to shut up and go off quickly. But I can't go amiss without saying, please remember all of our brothers and sisters and everybody else in Kashmir. The Labour Party policy is that we should be going with plebiscite in both sides of Kashmir, in the Indian Kashmir as well as the Pakistan Kashmir. I'm not making any distinction between the two. But we need to raise our voice because curfew for a month plus, where people are suffering, is something that Labour Party raises as an issue, and we should all try and raise our voices with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Taj Chaudhary from Hansalo. Now I would like to, we will have only 2-3 speakers. That's why I'm requesting capping for 2 minutes, right? Not more than 2 minutes if you would like to say something, because then dinner will be served and then we have to do auction. We need your help again. Then we got very nice singers who are going to perform for you. Now I'd like to request our another sponsor from the business community from Southall Broadway, Brother Asghar Khan, to come and say few words, but please more than 1.5 minutes, please. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to say good evening and thank you everybody for joining us tonight here. And I would like to appreciate Sister Nouri's hard work and recognize her as she's one of the only lady. She did manage to bring such a gathering here. And because of her, we are all sitting here. So I would like all of us to give her a hand of applause. So thank you very much, Sister Nouri, for organizing such a beautiful event. And as look, I mean, since we are a local business, and there is everybody is here from politics and business and social activists. All the communities together sitting here. So we are as one. We live in Southall and in this area, in this borough, as one family. And we all love Labour Party. So I would like to say to everyone, help and support the party to win and come in power. So and from our organization, from our Dawat Group companies, I would like to announce a donation for the Labour Party tonight, £5,000. It is just because of Sister Nouri's hard work. We would like to appreciate from business community, so to demonstrate that we are with her and we are with our community and we love Labour Party and we want the Labour Party to win and come as a ruler of this country.
Thank you very much, Brother Asghar. As I said, from Southall Broadway is always been very warm support. I got my another brother, Brother Joginder Bayu. He's sitting right at the corner. I'm going to call him later on. Thank you very much for all your support. Let me tell you one thing, it's not my credit, it's not my work. This is a hard work of every single CLP officer, all the councillors, all the members, all the supporters of the CLP who really made this event successful. So credit does not go to me, I'm one of the team members. So I would like to welcome our another councillor and former mayor, Councillor Woodruff. Please just stand up and welcome Councillor Woodruff, our former mayor of Ealing as well. So he just came through just now, so I just would like to welcome him as well. Thank you very much, Brother Asghar. Now I would like to invite our guest who is our GLA member, have a long-standing commitment with the the Labour Party, Ealing Southall Labour Party. He was elected quite a few times, and now again he has been nominated by the CLP. So I would like to request you to please put your hand together for Brother Murad Qureshi. I know you had starter, right? So there should be a little bit noise of clapping. So I can't hear anything. This is the Labour Party. We always have a strong and very strong. Thank you.
Thank you very much for introducing me just now. And can I firstly say how healthy your CLP sounds to me, financially, membership, and also with this huge donation that's just been made. I only wish I could hear things like this at my own CLP. No, seriously, this fundraiser is critical in supporting our two candidates in the forthcoming elections. There's Onka, of course, and also Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of the Labour Party. I cannot emphasise enough the impact Onka has made in London politics as the only GP, as an elected politician. I've seen the contribution he's made on health issues, for example. And I can give you one simple example. My sister recently actually forgot to do the second jab for the MMR. And she read a letter Onka had written in the Evening Standard, and she just realised she'd neglected that second jab. What did she do? The following day she went along to St Mary's Hospital and got the jab sorted. That's the kind of campaigning I expect from my colleague and previous Assembly member, previous member with myself, Onka, and long will that continue. I also heard him this morning looking out for Southall with the gasworks. I cannot think of a bigger issue in Southall than what the Prime Minister of today has done in leaving a legacy of passing a scheme which actually Ealing saw fit to throw out and he saw fit to pass. That legacy is, you need someone to deal with that issue, and I've seen Onka do that only this morning. And finally, our leader, Jeremy Corbyn. It's actually 4 years since he got elected to be in the leader of the Labour Party. And in that time, he's made it a mass membership social movement. 500,000 members, making a huge impact wherever they are. And I know that many of those 500,000 members in Ealing Southall will also make the impact in returning not only an MP for Ealing, but also making a huge impact in other places in West London. As the Secretary said, winning, hopefully helping to win Uxbridge and other marginal seats around here. You're the biggest CLP in London, historically, and I'm sure you still are. I know you can make that impact with fundraisers like this, not only to support Jeremy Corbyn and Onka in future elections, but actually for the constituents that you all represent. Many thanks for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Brother Murad Qureshi. Now I would like to invite my other brother, who I know him from Brent. I used to live in Brent. A long time, more than 30 years, I know his uncle, who was a mayor of Brent, who used to attend our charity functions. So I'm very pleased to welcome you, brother, Councillor Mohammed Bhat, leader of the council from Brent.
This is a bit too tall. Good evening, everyone, and I want to say, first of all, can I say thank you to Ealing Southall CLP for hosting the event and making it all happen. Onka, Murad, honestly, we're here today to help support you guys to go forward, and this is what it's all about. We're just talking about the social movement. When I look around this room, I see that movement, I see the individuals, I see the communities, I see the individuals who have made that Labour Party what it is today. And you can make sure that as we move forward, we have a bright future for our children. Right? Because they are the ones that we need to leave a legacy for. If we If we don't get things right today, my friends, we will never get things right for our children, and we will make sure they suffer. Today, when you leave this room, you make sure that you go out, you speak to your neighbours, you speak to your friends, you speak to your colleagues, and you make sure that this Tory government that we have in place, that is destroying us, is making our lives a misery. I see the pain every day I go to the Civic Centre. I see the homeless people coming into the Civic Centre, crying with their children in their arms, because this government has cut their benefits, has taken away their homes. My friends, let's make sure that when we leave this room, we are supporting Onka, we are supporting Murad, we are supporting Sadiq, and we are going to make sure that Jeremy Corbyn goes into number 10. Thank you.
Thank you very much, but such a passionate. I love when my brothers and sisters speak with a passion, because I always believe in to be passionate. Thank you very much. Now we'd like to invite our last speaker to say thank you. Before I invite him, there is an announcement I would like to make. Thank you very much for kind donation of £500 from Dr. Gulbash and Mr. Bankar Singh. So please, big hands for them. 500 from Dr. Gulbash and Mr. Bankar Singh. There is another donation I would like to announce. £1,000 from Al Sultan restaurant, which has been opened on the High Street, Southall, which used to be in the Medina Garden. So we welcome Badr Sultan, who is a new business owner, and he has kindly donated £1,000 to the local Labour Party. So we really thank you very much and appreciate it. I also would like to announce another donation of my another brother, who I know 30 years. He personally came to see me in where I was, to drop the check of the donation £501 from Mr. Balbir Singh from Zenith Group of Companies. So please, we thank you very much for Brother Balbir Singh donating £501. There are a couple of other donations we received, which I'm going to make the announcements later. So I think thank you before we go to our next phase of the program. So I would like to call Dr. Sahota to say a few words to close this kind of remarks. Thank you very much.
Look, thank you very much for all the support you've shown. Look, I really want to thank one person. Particularly, look, this event is a CLP event. All the officers of the CLP contributed. People who are here, we can see who are here. People who aren't here, we will note that. But this event has been made successful by Mrs. Nouri. I want to recognize her. She is a fundraising officer for the CLP. And it's the first time we've seen a fundraising officer who has actually raised some funds for the CLP. So I want to give her a big recognition for what you've done. We always affectionately call her Councillor Mrs. Nouri, but she will be, inshallah, one day Councillor again. But we know why that she works very hard. And I also want to thank, especially, I know my colleague, Dr. Gulbash Singh, who recently has been given an MBE, and in their family, they have contributed 110 years of medical service. He himself, his wife, and his son are doctors and GP, and they've given 110 years of service to NHS. So I think big hand for Gulbash Singh. And I want to also thank all the business people who have made this a success. And I also want to thank the media, particularly Mr. Manjeet, you and Mr. Blinia, who have been taking photographs, who will get our message across to the in the press, and also the C44 channel, they were here, and any other media missed out. It's very important that media gives us the support to get our message across. So this is going to be a wonderful evening. The evening hasn't come to a close. We will have a raffle ticket, we will have some music, we will also have a meal also. So you won't go hungry, the bar is still open. Have fun, network, enjoy yourself, and get fired for the next election. Let's get Jeremy Corbyn into number 10. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There is another donation from brother Joga Virji. I always call him Joga Virji from Ramgadi. It's about £200. And there's another donation of £20. Then another donation is £50. And I just would like to finally, I know I've invited Omkar, but there's one person I forgot to invite, because the reason is there is the trade unions really play a very major role and working together for the Labour Party in order to bring the Labour candidates together. So I would just would like to invite for 1.5 minutes, and I would like to invite Brother Tahir Bhatti for 1 minute only from GMB, which is my union for the last nearly 30 years. So please come and say 1 minute only. Thank you very much. Tahir Bhatti is our first Asian London organizer, community organizer. So thank you very much. There is another donation of £100 from Professor Paul Sharma ji. Thank you very much, Sharma, for your kind donation. There is a donation from Brother Rizwan Wahid, stand up, £600. But I am expecting something else from you. You need to stand up, and how much are you going to donate? Stand up, please. How much? Stand up. Come here, brother. Brother Rizwan, please stand up. I can't hear you.
1,000.
1,000 pounds from Brother Rizwan Wahid. Brother Rizwan, I know all my sisters and brothers who really are working for the party and supporting our party. I have been working with them in different ways, in different roles in the community. So that's how we are united and how we are strong. And Salawa always been supporting us. Thank you very much, Councillor Samdar Ali, Councillor Naveen Rana. Thank you very much for all your support, because people bought the tables, but they paid for money. Some people they didn't turn out, but doesn't matter. In fact, they have supported the party. So thank you very much. Now we are going to, there will be a food ready. There's very lovely food. Shortly it will be ready. Before we go to the food, we really only going to take 10 minutes. There will be a raffle as well. I would like to say you have seen some of our youngsters working. One of our youngster member is Rahim Barati. Can you stand up, Rahim? He is our youth coordinator from Southall CLP, and he will working hard with us to putting all these banners together. Then we got Zara Abbas, and we got Fatma Bhatti, and we got Ali Bhatti. The 3 children, they are all support. You have seen them working here. Zara is our CLP youth officer as well. So she's only 15. So we really want to bring more our Asian children come forward to support the Labour Party and take the lead and lead the country, because we are just an old story now. So they are the one who really are going to bring our hopes and work for us. Thank you very much. We got another council from Ealing North, because the Ealing North constituency, we welcome Councillor Sister as well. Thank you very much. And can I call Zara and Fatma to come on the stage? We're going to do quickly auction, and we're not going to take much of time. We are still expecting one surprise guest. I'm just looking at my watch, so let's see. I think I forgot to call one of my other co-fundraising officer, Aisha Sheikh. Can you please come forward? I didn't see her. She's there in the hall, because I didn't see her until 9 o'clock. Please come forward, Aisha. We are going to do the auction. The first item is many people, they really love music. So we have been donating.